Good morning, you guys.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Real Talk with SLR.
How are you guys doing today?
Well, last night was Halloween.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
That was a blast.
Yeah.
It was a great old time. Kids ran around like no tomorrow. Had good old games, laughs, and loads of candy.
Loads and loads of candy.
Yeah.
So much candy and so much good food, too. We had Anthony and Roxanne, we got a bunch of ribs and stuff, and we had them smoke it in their smoker.
Yeah.
And then baked beans and cornbread and just kind of like, barbecue items, I guess. But so good. Cupcakes and cookies and...
It was absolutely fantastic.
It was.
The kids had a blast. I mean, they literally were nonstop running, like when they got home and everything, until like right around, I think it was like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, or something like that.
Roughly.
Right
yeah,
around there,
roughly.
and then they all sat down and started falling asleep.
Yeah, they put on the this new Spider-Man Spideyverse
Yep.
movie towards the end of the evening after they had already done their scavenger hunt. We played some games with them and stuff, and then and then they all zonked out in Anthony and Roxanne's house. We were hanging out over there pretty much for the party.
Yeah.
Which was a great time. Thanks, Anthony and Rox, for all that you guys do. And it was a team effort. Drifting Dreamers 5 came over with their kiddos, and Come On came on over. And
Yeah.
it was a good team effort and all for the benefit of the children, and they had such a blast, guys. They had really cute costumes, and the games and stuff that we played with them. Musical chairs got intense.
Musical chairs did get intense. That's one of those ones, like, Abraham was not having it for a little bit. And I had to explain it to him, like, look, dude, musical chairs is more of like an adult game, If there's adults playing or like older kids playing, more likely they're going to be the ones getting in the seat. Like,
it's a kid. Look, it's a child. It's a kid's game. It's a kid's game. But with Abe being the smallest, right? Yep. His butt isn't as strong as some of the other kids' butts. Yep. They'll slide right in, and he'll get flying off the seat. I don't know. They were trying, but we had him play it a couple of times, and it was very, very fun. Yeah. Abe had a great time. He wasn't having it the first go around. No. You're right.
And it was. It was a reminder, and it's a kid thing, Yeah. Every kid, you be the first person out, and they're like, I'm the first one. It's not fair.
It's not fair.
I think all the kids sort of went through that one way or another while we were playing the games, but we had to explain to them, like, look, you won one, everybody cheered for you, You want to cheer for them when they win. You don't want to be the one over on the side because you lost. Like, you got to be happy for everybody.
But, we explained it to them, and then we all moved on, and the fun continued.
Yeah.
The clues.
It was a great time, man. Those kids were so smiling from ear to ear
the entire time,
running all over the place, and then the whole, all the little clues and every scavenger hunt. Thank you. I was like, what?
What's
trying
the word?
To think about it. What's the word?
The scavenger hunt had the kids running around like crazy.
Yep.
The scavenger hunt was definitely the highlight of the evening.
Yes.
And then at the end of it, right, they get their big pot of candy.
Mm-hmm.
Today, they're enjoying that pot of candy because as our family tradition continues, today, all the kids are home and we're having junk day. I haven't even gotten out of my pajamas. I'm still in my jammies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to stay in my jammies today.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay in my jammies today. Well, I got some stuff I got to do in the Matrix, but I also am going to be spending the time with the kids enjoying junk day.
Mm-hmm.
It's a family tradition of ours. It started when we were kids, and we're continuing it out through the kids because it's one thing from my childhood that I really loved.
Heck yeah. So, and it's nice, Halloween night, even if you go and door to door or whatever else, it always ends up being a really late night.
And even those that didn't really celebrate Halloween, but maybe they had their church's festivities, their harvest time or whatever. Because I had, I grew up on both sides of that spectrum and friends on all sides of that spectrum, whatever. And it always ends up being a late evening.
It always ends up being one. So it does make it that much nicer because it's always a pain in the butt waking up as the adult early in the morning and trying to get the kids up early in the morning after a hard day like that.
And the day after, you know, the kids don't really do much at school.
No.
You know, so.
No, they don't. So it's like, well, you know what? You might as well just stay home.
Yeah. They're going to learn more today than they are at school anyhow, at least for what was on the agenda and all of that. But yeah, no, today's going to be a good day. I'm going to hang out with the kiddos. In true junk day fashion, though, I'm not going to have to do any of the cooking. Eat that candy. Eat those cookies. Yeah, we're just gonna eat a bunch of sweets that we got from yesterday, and hang out with the kiddos. I'm gonna be spending most of the time inside the house. Gary actually has some plans to go on outside and do a few things.
Yeah, I plan on tackling the garden a little bit with Julia.
Yeah, Julia's gonna help him out. We've been growing those radishes big and fat for her, and
yeah. She's the one that really, really likes those radishes. So
yeah,
I was like, well, you know what? You're the one that really likes them. We grew them mainly for you, kiddo. Yeah. So you can come on out and help pick them.
Yeah, pick and prune and get things ready for the next slot, right?
Exactly. So, we might even slap some more in there.
Yeah. You never know. I got some more seeds lying around that we could stick in there, and I know it's frosty. It's cold, man. We did get a pretty good freeze.
Oh, yes. But it is supposed to be warming up now, you know. I mean, tonight is still, yeah, tonight's supposed to be still in the freezing temperatures, but I believe it's tomorrow night that it's above it, supposedly. Yeah. So we'll see.
And thankfully, you know, we've already gone through a lot of those growing pains of getting ready for the freezing. Like last year, we had to deal with freezing stuff and everything. So far this year, let me knock on some wood here. So far this year, we haven't had any pipes freezing or, you know, anything like that. So we're good to go.
Well, the bunnies' pipes did freeze.
I'm talking about our house. I'm talking about our house. But yeah, actually.
I had to swap those waterers out. I was like, well, all right. I had a feeling that they were going to freeze.
Well, we kind of knew that was going to happen. And we know that in the winter time, there is going to come a time where our automatic watering system, like Gary was mentioning for the bunnies, isn't going to be exactly usable. And we're going to have to go back to the hanging waterers on the rabbit cages that we can fill up with water every day fresh. And then every morning, you know, take it,
however, I have an idea to try to make it to where I don't have to do that, and we can keep using those, but we'll see. We'll see if it will work out.
Yeah, we'll see what you come up with.
We'll see. I'm hoping. But
the chickens one hasn't completely frozen over, though. Just surprising.
Well, that's a big body of water, you know?
Yeah.
And it's already inside of a bucket as well. Like the water inside the rabbit thing, it didn't freeze in the bucket. Not really 100%, you know. I mean, there was bits of it at the end, the spout spot where it comes out to the nipplers. That froze right there, and it broke the plastic right there because, you know, water expands when it freezes.
You don't say.
And yeah, so I was like, well, and then the whole tubes were completely frozen. So I have an idea of trying to insulate all that stuff to make it work, but
well, I'm sure
that's going to be worked down the line, you know.
You're really smart. I'm sure you're going to come up with something.
Yeah, we're almost out of the freezing temperatures for
a little bit, and then it's going to come back.
It will come back. It will.
So Gary did do a thing yesterday with those rabbits.
Yep, I did. I did go and try to mate them because they are that age-wise and everything else. Yep. And I think I'm going to steal our female and bring them up to Anthony's, because Anthony's male up there is brown as well as big. So
he's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
He can handle old Marshmallow. Marshmallow, our female rabbit, is so huge. And our rabbits that we have with Bruno and Shrek Buster,
they're a little small.
They're not small, but they're not as big as her.
No. Well, I mean, yeah, and compared to her, they're small.
Yeah, compared to her. Where Roger, Anthony and Roxanne's male rabbit, he's actually about
the same size.
A tiny hair smaller, but yeah, he's about the same size as Marshmallow.
Same size as Marshmallow. So
now, Gary did try to mate Marshmallow with Shrek Buster, but Shrek Buster never did the fall off. So I don't think it took.
So I don't think, I'm 100%. I don't mean like I'm not 100%, but I'm like 90% sure it didn't take.
They got a fall, and that didn't happen. So I don't know. We're gonna try again, and until we see a fall off happen, and then once a fall off happens, then we'll mark the calendar, and in 3 weeks from then we should have some baby bunnies. And then 8 weeks after that, we can process them, 8 to 12 weeks. Yep. So we're gonna try to keep that cycle going, so that way we can keep the freezer full and keeping the homestead feeding us and providing.
Yep. But
yeah, he's got the bunnies wrapped up in a tarp just for the wind protection. They probably don't necessarily need it. Like, we talked to Tim, Ridge Life, who gave us the rabbits, and he said that they don't necessarily they needed 3 sides. He said they needed a 3-side cover around. But the thing is that a lot of the wind will come from this way, and it was like freezing wind. So Gary was like, let's just kind of wrap them up in the tarp so that way they got a wind barrier.
That's north. So the northern wind is always going to be that much colder than any other direction.
Yep.
So with it being facing that way, I said, no, let's cover it.
Yep.
So.
Yep, and our little shade tarps have really taken a beating in this last storm. They're all ripped up to shreds. It's probably a good time for us to take them down and let the heat kind of
warm up everything.
Maybe when you're out and about today with Julia, you can take them down, because they're. I mean, look at them there.
Yeah,
they've seen better days.
They've had a heck of a time. But these guys are pretty good. It looks like the outside of the chicken water actually did freeze this last night.
Yep.
We got to go in there and break that open.
Yeah, yesterday it wasn't frozen, which was kind of interesting, but no.
But I also had it over there.
Maybe it got the sunlight earlier.
That northern wind is what I'm talking about. Whereas this is out in that northern wind area, and it had direct wind on it.
Yeah.
But this is where the sun's going to hit first.
Yeah.
So that's why I brought it over here, just in case.
Well, I know they'll be taken care of here real soon. We're gonna get going on the morning chores and everything. Yep, so you guys want to know which one was the first to crow? I can point him out for you if he's outside. Let me show you. I don't think he'll do it on camera. I would be real lucky because he's kind of shy. But where'd he go? He's one of our white roosters. I don't see him out right now.
He's back there.
That's not him. It's not that one. It's the other.
Was it you over here?
I think it might have been that guy right there, because he has more orange on his wings. I think it was that guy. Oh, there's another white one too. Hold on, let me look at the other white one. Where'd he go?
I would have thought it would have been this gray one over here.
It wasn't, though. Surprisingly, it wasn't. The very first crow that I heard came from one of the white roosters.
I know what you're talking about. He might be underneath the house.
I think he's in the coop. I think he's in the house.
Could have been this guy, though.
It was either that one right there with the brown, because the other white one has some brown too, and I'm not for sure that it was that guy. Let me look in the house really quick.
I don't know, though. This guy's strutting around with his tail feather straight up in the air like he owns the place. So.
No, we got a couple eggs in there. They're in the back, though. They keep laying in that one spot. We need to get like a fake egg in here. There's nobody in the house right now.
Nobody in the house.
Nope.
That's what I thought. They're all out there. I was like, what are you talking about? The 3 are right there. I think
is this one, Gary? This one right here? Right here in the middle?
That one? That's the one I was saying.
Is it that? Was that the one you were saying?
The one with the tail feather straight up in the air, acting like he owns the place.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes, you were correct then. It was him. I thought you were talking about the gray one, because the gray one does have literally one tail feather straight up in the air.
No.
I'm sorry. I misunderstood what you were saying. But no, it was him, because he got all cocky necked, like he was about to show me what's up. Yeah, that's him.
He's proud. That tail feather, from what I understand, that's like a sign of dominance.
I'd have to go back. I thought he had brown. Oh,
Man, that rooster was like, "Oh yeah,
dominate
my tail
this.
feathers I only got one. Let me pick you down to size here.
Dominate this." I could have swore he had the brown. It was the one with the brown on his wing, though. I'd have to go back and look at the footage. You see that white one with the tail feathers sticking up with the brown on his wing? I thought it was him, but then the way that guy responded right now, that got me confused.
It could have been him.
Oh, no, it's one of those guys. One of those guys. But their crow is so funny, guys. I did get it on video. Maybe I'll insert it right here if I could find it. So yeah.
He sounds like a broken crow or a broken rooster.
He sounds like a. He's. You remember back in the day when you used to have to record the radio songs on a tape cassette? And you remember when your tape player would like eat up the tape?
Yeah.
And get all wavy, and then you take the pencil in there, and then you'd play the song, and then after you fixed the tape, and then sometimes the tape would sound kind of like funky. That's what his crow sounds like.
No.
Yeah.
No.
A funky tape recorded off of a cassette tape.
100% on that.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Cluck around and find out.
Oh man.
But today's going to be a great day, guys. Last night was great. I anticipate today to be very nice and relaxing.
Yep.
We're just gonna sit around and eat junk. I'm gonna get in the Matrix and try to edit something off for you guys. Hopefully I'll get something done, be able to post it tomorrow. I got several days of footage backlogged, so I need today to do some editing, so that way tomorrow when the kids, well actually tomorrow we have some other plans, we'll get into that tomorrow, but Friday we can get back to work on our stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a really good day.
Yeah.
I've got other plans too, and I want to try to see what I can get all done while you're in the Matrix.
Yep.
Editing out a video for you guys shortly.
Yep. We are going to be going live tonight on Simple Life Reclaimed. I hope that you guys can join us, 7 o'clock Arkansas time. I think it's Central time.
Central time, yep.
Yeah, so Central time, 7 o'clock. Hope you guys can come and hang out and chit-chat with us and, have a good time.
It's going to be a great time. But until then, I hope you guys have a really good one.
And we'll catch you on the next one.
Later.
Bye, you guys.